Hello everybody, this is Charlie Malone and I'm outside, which is the safest place to be during this whole coronavirus. But I encourage and urge everybody that when you go outside, do keep social distance from others, at least 6 feet. Give everybody a wide berth, and don't be foolish. Don't go on a trail that ends up in some place where there's a bunch of people. Go off on your own. Um, And kids, listen to your parents and stay safe, but continue to enjoy this incredible spring. And today I'm reading a story from a book called Wild Hope: Stories for Lent from the Vanishing. It's a very interesting book. It's the stories are about different animals that are on the edge of extinction, and it's about how if we can um, experience and feel the pain and the tragedy of um, species habitats being destroyed, and animals becoming endangered or even extinct, maybe we could work together and do something about it. So this one is about the Panamanian oh my god, the Panamanian golden frog. And warning, there is some fighting between the frogs and some mating between the frogs in this story. So find a comfortable seat and listen to the Panamanian golden frog. Crouched on a streamside boulder, a bright yellow frog, no longer than a child's thumb, lifts his head and whistles. Another male has invaded his territory and must be warned. But the percussive ruckus of the stream somersaulting down mountain mutes all the other musics. To make his message indisputably clear, the defender puts himself squarely in eyeshot of the trespasser and waves. Here's a picture of that. Let's see it, waving with his hand. Not an upward punch nor a manic flapping, but a slow rotation. Widespread hand lifting, chest high, circling deliberately out to side, in, and slowly down on his rock. Semaphoring, this waving is called, the golden frog's novel and ingenious adaptation to his noisy home. Along the mountain streams of central Panama, water rush deafened his ancestors. Eardrums assaulted vanished from their anatomy. This day's male still hears some frequencies, through his skin it seems, but when life's urgencies demand more than his impaired hearing and puny voice can muster, he relies on the mode of communication his forefrogs evolved over epochs in splashy cacophony, sign language. He uses his hands because he doesn't have very good ears, because he doesn't need ears, because the stream is so loud that over thousands of years these frogs lost their hearing. The interloper sees the slow circling wave, that's the other frog that came in, and waves back twice. The two have understood each other perfectly. The defender has no choice. He leaps the distance between them and onto the other's back, and with one hand forces his competitor's head down until his soft throat scrapes rock. Overcome, the prone frog remains prone, submissive. The stronger swaggers back to his boulder post and refocuses his attention on the desire that set him there, watching. When she appears, he has a wave for her too, and she for him. So now a girl frog has come by. She allows him to climb aboard her much larger back and clasp her tightly mid-torso. Bonded at stream's edge, they may stay embraced for 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. So they're mating right now, and so they're going to make babies. In her own time, she'll release a long loop strand of almost 400 seed pearl-sized eggs, and he, simultaneously, the sperm to fertilize them. She has chosen the site carefully. When she lets the sticky strand go over that gritty rock in the shallows, it will catch and hold fast. Brown, black, and flecked in gold, the fish-like tadpoles that hatch metamorphose into leggy green froglets hidden on mossy green rocks. Eating an insect smorgasbord, the froglets turn traffic light yellow, their backs usually splotched in black. Eye-catching, not eye-avoiding, is their new strategy. They're not trying to blend in, they're trying to stand out. Bite-sized, they wave to catch predators' attention, shining their yellow warning. Eat me and die! Glands between their shoulders blades secrete a nerve poison toxic enough to kill 1,000 mice. But rather than deter, their brilliance attracted one predator. Wearing gloves against the toxin, collectors once tramped through Panama's forests, snatching up bags of gold in plain view, the golden frogs. Ever since pre-Columbian peoples carved their images on petroglyphs, Panamanian golden frogs have symbolized good fortune. Locals kept them as talismans, like little treasures, and people from hotels put them in lobbies and sold them to tourists. Collectors traded them around the globe. More and more people wanted more and more luck. So too many of the frogs got captured because people wanted them. And more people wanted to live and do business in the beauty of the frog's lush mountain home. Bulldozers and tractors cleared forests, trash, pesticides, and fertilizers fouled streams. But even the loss of their home was not the golden frog's worst stroke of luck. Maybe it came in the bag of a collector or on the boots of a road builder. No one knows exactly how or when. But in 2004, biologists began finding Panama's national animal belly up and dead alongside streams. A microscopic predator had slipped over the border from Costa Rica, where it had already decimated that country's frogs. Within 6 months, it destroyed half of all the frog species in a protected region of western Panama, including the area's golden frogs, and it was moving east. Stealthy, spore-borne, the fungus with an 11-syllable name, shortened to chytrid for short, attacks frogs' most vulnerable organ, their skin. Unlike other animals, most amphibians drink and breathe through their skin. Chytrid thickens frogs' skin so water and electrolytes can't get in. Reflexes go slack, skin peels back. Finally, the three-chambered heart convulses and stops. An amphibian black plague, chytrid has erased 90 species in the past 3 decades, and it threatens to do the same to 400 more. Researchers have called it the most destructive pathogen ever described by science. The genus to which golden frogs belong has suffered the most. So a genus is like sort of a category of a bunch of different species of frogs. And the Panamanian golden frog is one of those species. In early 2006, a Panamanian biologist guarding the last 3 streams with living golden frogs began finding them slowed, skin-ravaged, and dead. To his alert, scores of volunteers responded, scooping up the last wild goldens before chytrid took them. The biologist and his wife began caring for them and other chytrid-threatened species in disinfected glass boxes stacked in a building at a nearby zoo. A better refuge has since been built. They call it the Amphibian Ark. Inside the Ark, it's not a matter of waiting for the wave of plague to pass. Loose in the world now, chytrid can't be contained. It will always be lapping at the door. Every day, scientists and labs around the world search for ways to make amphibians chytrid resistant. They dream of releasing golden frogs from their glass boxes into raucous mountain streams, and they plead with citizens to protect those streams so they'll be ready when the frogs can come home. Meanwhile, 100,000 people each year come to the Ark to peer at the few lucky, unlucky kept behind glass. Sometimes the frogs wave. The visitors want to say hello, not goodbye, but nobody can really say. Wow. Take a look for Panamanian golden frogs. They're very beautiful. Try to find out more about them. Right now in Connecticut, where I live, the spring peepers and the wood frogs and the green frogs. They're coming out, they're mating, you can hear their voices. It's a really interesting, exciting time of year. Um, but we all need to do our best to protect the earth, take care of each other, and take care of ourselves. So until next time, see you outside.